Hello, everyone. We're just waiting for folks to carry over into the waiting room, so I'll get started in about a minute. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gail Schwartz. I'm with the Housing Alliance of Pennsylvania. And welcome to today's webinar. The Housing Alliance of Pennsylvania is a statewide housing coalition working to increase access to safe, decent, and affordable homes for all Pennsylvanians. We work to fulfill our vision for a home within reach through state and federal policy advocacy, opportunities to connect, and share and learn from your peers and events. And through our own annual Homes Within Reach conference. We really strongly encourage everyone to become a member of the Housing Alliance. And if you aren't a member already, please be sure to check out our website to join. To find the link to join as a member, or you can easily contact us at info@housingalliancepa.org, or you can give us a call at 215-576-7044. All right, so before we get started on today's webinar, I do want to just go over some quick logistical information. Today's webinar is going to is slotted for approximately 60 minutes. We may get done a little bit early, but that will include questions and answers. If you want to ask questions during the presentation for the presenters, we are going to ask you to be sure to use the Q&A function. The chat function is only to ask the Housing Alliance logistical questions about the webinar. But if you have a content-related question, please be sure to use the Q&A function. We will be emailing a recording of this presentation as well as a copy of the PowerPoint and any other associated materials with today's presentations in about a week's time. So before we get started, I just wanted to share some upcoming events. We do have another webinar scheduled next month. It'll be Wednesday, October 13th. We're going to be looking to discuss housing and hunger and the opportunities for collaboration in Pennsylvania. We have a slew of presenters from food security programs and food banks from all across Pennsylvania to share what they are doing to help ensure food security for all low-income Pennsylvanians. You can register for this on our website. You just have to click on our events page. And of course, we are asking you to save the date for our annual Homes Within Reach conference. The Housing Alliance is going to be holding its annual conference in Hershey, PA, December 1st through the 3rd. Our theme is going to be moving on the road from surviving to thriving. The conference is going to be in person and will be in the Hershey Lodge in Hershey, Pennsylvania. This provides us a far more spacious setting for adequate social distancing. And we, along with the Hershey Lodge, are going to adhere to all CDC and state guidelines in effect at the time of the conference. And one last thing, we want to be sure that you all check out our resources and reports. We do actually have a whole section devoted to energy efficiency, so be sure to visit our website and check out those past webinars as well as reports. And of course, we always encourage our membership and our partners and our webinars attendees to take a look at our 2021 policy agenda. And with that, I want to introduce our speakers. We have two speakers from UGI Energy. They are here to share about energy efficiency programs that are available for all types of UGI gas customers. So with that, I would like to introduce Mark Binder and Brian Meilinger. And I'm going to stop sharing, and Mark is going to share his screen. So please excuse us while we make that transition.
Sorry, I was speaking while I was muted. Thank you, Gail. Appreciate it. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Hello, everyone. Here we go. Okay. Are we up? Can everyone see that? I'll take that as a yes. Thank you for joining us. I work in the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Program team for UGI Gas Utilities. Myself and Brian Meilinger, who's the manager of those programs. I work specifically on the commercial side, but I also have information today on programs that are available for residential customers as well. So we'll go ahead and get started. So EE&C, Energy Efficiency and Conservation Overview. The program promotes energy efficiency by providing rebates. So we are the utility rebate program for UGI. Rebates to both residential and commercial customers in our gas and electric territories. We do have a small electric territory. I'll show you where that is. We're not going to talk about the electric programs today. Rebates started in 2012 with the electric programs. Gas rebates for UGI started in 2017. And these rebates are currently available only to customers in Pennsylvania. We do have a very small footprint in Maryland, but those folks are not able to get the rebates at this time. Here is our territory. You'll see the state of Pennsylvania. The blue areas are our gas territory, and the yellow area is our electric. It's also gas there. So it's both available in that one area. It looks fragmented and broken up, but really a lot of that is due to the geography of the state. You know, some of the areas in the middle there that don't have gas are some of the more mountainous areas, some of the more remote areas that just don't have the infrastructure installed or don't have the customer density there. And really what we're looking at here is, you know, our territory is mostly in the east, starting with Stroudsburg down to Easton, Bethlehem, Allentown, Reading, Lancaster, over to Harrisburg, up the Susquehanna to Sunbury, Lewisburg, Bloomsburg, Scranton-Wilkes-Barre up in this area. We have a territory up in the north part of the state. It's relatively rural. Wellsboro is up there, Grand Canyon, Pennsylvania, Williamsport down here, and then a section out in the west around the city of St. Mary's. You'll notice that we are not in the immediate Philadelphia area. We've got a small slice of Bucks County, northwestern Montgomery County, and extreme northern and western Chester County in the Philadelphia area. We don't have any customer footprint in the Pittsburgh or Erie area. So that's where we are, and that's where these rebates apply to. You know, if you're someplace that's not covered by this, you would have to, you know, contact your gas utility to see if they offer programs similar to this. So why does UGI offer these programs? Why are we offering rebates for customers to be more energy efficient? Well, our program kind of derives from a state legislation called Act 129. It was passed in 2008. And that legislation targets specifically large electric utilities, large being defined as more than 100,000 customers. Those utilities are required to offer these rebates. UGI has decided to voluntarily offer similar suite of rebates to offer customers the opportunity to participate and to save energy and reduce their utility bills. So we're really trying to encourage all of our customers to use more efficient gas equipment. It also gives us an opportunity to connect with our customers, in a positive way, increase customer engagement and satisfaction. So that's why we do it. I want to just make a brief mention of low-income programs that UGI offers. These programs are not within the framework of the rebate programs. This is not part of the energy efficiency and conservation offerings. These are separate programs, but I just want to make everyone on the call aware that they do exist. Traditional LIHRP and LIHEAP programs, customer assistance programs, grants. We are committed to helping customers who have trouble paying their bills. If you or anyone that you work with or any properties that you manage are interested in more information about these programs, the website and the phone number are listed on this slide. You will get a copy of this presentation. So I would encourage you to reach out to customer assistance for more information on these programs. Okay, I'll pause real briefly. Gail, any questions on what I've discussed so far before we get into the meat of what we offer?
No, I think we're good for the moment.
Okay, terrific. So we're going to focus on the gas rebates that UGI offers. I'll start by saying that the programs are really organized and based on rate class. That is, what kind of rate does the customer have? Do you have a residential rate? Do you have a commercial rate? That's kind of how the programs are broken down. I'm sure that there are people on this call who have all sorts of different rates. There are residential customers or communities that have some residential customers in them. So we're going to look at all of the programs just to let you know what's available. I'll emphasize it's a fair amount of information. The one takeaway that I want everyone to get today is if you are looking to improve the energy efficiency of your equipment or your constituents' equipment or your property's equipment, and you're not sure what rebate applies to you, reach out to us and we will help you. So if you get nothing else from this call, just get that we're available to help guide you to the right program and to help you with the application process. So we'll start with the most common program that a lot of people are already familiar with in our territory, Residential Prescriptive Program. We call it RP. Prescriptive really just means that there's a menu of different types of equipment and how much money you get for installing them. It's pretty simple. If you install an Energy Star smart thermostat in your home, you can apply for a rebate of $100. If you install an Energy Star furnace, you can apply for a rebate of $500. Boiler or combi boiler, you're looking at minimum efficiency requirements. You'd have to check the specs on the unit that's installed. If they're 94 or higher fuel efficiency, then you get the rebates as listed there, $1,200 and $1,500 respectively. These rebates apply to rate classes R and RT. Those are our two residential rates. You would find that on your UGI bill. Also, our small commercial customers can apply for these. So if you have a facility or a home or a master metered multifamily dwelling that has a rate N or NT, you can still apply for the residential rebates and get what we have listed here. All right, so that's the most basic program. The application is available online. It's pretty simple. You really just need to know your UGI account number, and you need details about the equipment that you've installed and an invoice showing that you paid for it. The application is pretty self-explanatory, but again, if you're working on one of these and you need help, reach out to us via the contact information in the presentation, and we can help you with that. Part of our residential prescriptive program is an online marketplace that allows you to go online and buy smart thermostats, and you will receive the $100 rebate as a point of sale discount when you buy these. So as you can see by the examples on the right, it can be pretty inexpensive. The Honeywell Home Lyric T5 Wi-Fi thermostat is normally $119. You get your instant rebate, so you're buying that product for $19. And that's just a way to, to go in and shop for it yourself. And then you can either install it yourself or have your contractors install it. So online marketplace. Another program that we have for our residential customers, this probably applies to fewer people on the call, so I'll go through it quickly. But for residential new construction, if you are building a residential development, multifamily development, again, where the units are individually metered with residential rates. If you are building the units more efficient than code baseline, you can get a rebate from us, and the chart is on the right. If you are saving 10%, according to your HERS rating, 10% over code baseline, you're going to get $35 per MMBTU saved annually. If you are building to a higher standard, 10% savings plus Energy Star certification, then you're getting $40 per MMBTU as a rebate. So this is for new construction, and those rebates actually are going to go up a little bit beginning on October 1st. Our program year changes over on October 1st. Most of our rebates are not changing. This one is going up just a little bit. So if any of you are involved in building new homes with individual residential meters, then these rebates could apply. Residential retrofit. This is a program where you can have contractor, an authorized contractor, come in and do an audit, basically, of your home, an energy audit of your home. They'll look for ways to save energy. They'll look at the efficiency of your equipment. They'll look at insulation. They'll look at settings on your equipment, various different things that you can do. They will install a number of free measures. Well, there's a cost to the audit, but part of the audit cost includes installation of any of the measures listed if they're relevant. They will install a smart thermostat, aerators for your bathroom or kitchen sinks, low flow shower heads, carbon monoxide detectors, and tank temperature turn down if that's relevant for you. This audit costs $50. The equipment that is installed as part of the audit is worth considerably more than $50. If you get everything, it can be worth more than $200. So this is a really good opportunity. It's cost effective, and the contractor will provide a report of all the things that they find with additional recommended measures in addition to the stuff that's given out at the time of the audit. There's a variety of different measures that can be recommended, and there are additional incentives provided for some of those other measures. So it's a home audit. It can be scheduled online. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to us. So as part of the residential retrofit, we do have a low income qualification that will allow this home audit to be free. So we waive the $50 fee. And essentially, it's for UGI gas customers in Pennsylvania who are at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, but who do not meet the requirements for our LIARP program, which are separate. So if you meet those qualifications, we will provide that audit, what we just saw on the previous page, this one, at no cost. Any questions so far?
I got a couple of questions.
Mhm.
I think in the past year, a lot of people have been sitting at home and doing a lot of home upgrades. And, maybe they took this year to be the year that they got the new water furnace or did something else without coordinating with you in advance. So, is there a time limit on when somebody could submit to apply for these rebates?
Believe it for residential, I believe it's 90 days.
90 days?
Yeah, 90 days past, past installation. So yeah, if anyone out there, did do some of this work within the last 3 months, give us a call quickly and we'll see what we can do for you.
Excellent.
Okay. So on the commercial side, non-residential prescriptive program, which we call NP, works the same way as the residential prescriptive. It's essentially a menu list of equipment that can be installed in commercial facilities and what the rebate is for that equipment. Residential rate customers do not qualify for these rebates. So if you have a rate R or RT account, or if your development or your facility consists of individual metered residential customers, they do not qualify for the commercial. The other difference between this is the equipment is different. We are looking for commercial grade equipment on this program. But in many instances with multifamily, if you have a master metered facility, you might have a commercial grade boiler in the building providing heat, or a commercial grade hot water heater providing hot water throughout a larger facility. And in those cases, those buildings are often, or they are generally rate N or DS, which are two of the commercial rate classes that qualify. I will point out that we do have, with UGI, we do have some customers who are on interruptible rates, meaning that their gas can be turned off during high peak demands in the winter. Those customers are not eligible for these rebates. There's probably not anybody or very few multifamily units that would be on that rate. So it probably doesn't apply, but just be aware that it does exist, it is out there. So commercial customers, rates N or NT, those are typically our smaller business customers. Rates DS and LFD are larger, typically larger users. And again, these rebates, the most common ones that we see, probably the most common one we see are the natural gas commercial water heaters. The qualification there is Energy Star, and that rebate is $4 per MBH, which is 1,000 BTUs per hour rate of gas usage. We also, boilers need to be larger than 300 MBH, and Energy Star commercial boilers, and those rebates are $2,000 plus $2 per MBH. These rebates are pretty generous. They really do pay, and the residential ones as well, they really do pay a good percentage of the added cost of the high efficiency equipment. And they make the payback times, spending that extra amount of money to get a higher efficiency unit, you're going to get a lot of that money back through these rebates. And we can, again, for those of you who have specific, questions, contact us and we can talk through, some of that in terms of the payback and the added efficiency and savings. The rebate application for non-residential prescriptive, same as the residential. It is available online, pretty straightforward. You just need account information, equipment information, and an invoice. So you can apply online. The other way that you can apply is we do have an instant discount program for the commercial rebates if you purchase them at a qualifying distributor. And the list of distributors that participate in the program is available online. If anyone has any questions, again, please feel free to reach out to me. I can help you find either a participating distributor or work up the application online. Non-residential custom. This is a program that's actually pretty relevant for this audience. I think we find that there are a lot of situations in which, so just briefly, the non-residential custom program provides rebates for commercial customers whose equipment or projects don't fit into any of the prescriptive categories. In other words, a different type of equipment or a different type of project, of efficiency project, something that's not on this list, but that still uses gas more efficiently, and go through the non-residential custom program. What we have found with this, particularly for the multifamily audience, is that there are situations where you might have a multifamily facility, a building, commercially master metered apartments or condos that are on a commercial master meter, but they're residential units. Oops. And you end up installing residential equipment in those apartments. So not the commercial grade equipment, but residential water heaters, residential furnaces, residential combi boilers, that sort of thing. But they're going into a building that is metered as a commercial customer. We can use the custom program to develop an incentive for a project like that so that you can still get some money. We find with some multifamily relative to rebate programs, sometimes they slip between the cracks because of the way the program is designed or developed. And the custom program really is designed to help us catch the, those situations where, again, I think the one example I just gave you, commercial master meter, but residential equipment going in, that's the one that we see most commonly in this market segment. So be aware that we can help you out. The rebates are not prescriptive. We can't tell you up front what they're going to be. We have to look at energy savings, cost efficiency. So each of those projects are evaluated on a case-by-case basis, but there is something available. Up to this point, the rebates in those situations have been pretty generous. They've been comparable to the residential rebates, or in some cases even a little bit higher. So that's available for customers that have those unique kinds of situations, or if you're doing something in the building that's not covered, if you're increasing insulation, if you're installing other. Insulation is probably the primary one that we see. But if you have other equipment in the building and you're increasing efficiency, but it's not covered by the prescriptive, we can still help you out with the custom program. So that is really everything in terms of what we offer that would be relevant to multifamily business, both multifamily customers, residential customers. As I said, the applications are available for all of these online. They're pretty straightforward, but call us if you need help or if you're not sure which program that applies to. For more information on all of these programs, they're available on our website, split into rebates for home or rebate for business. And if you're really not sure, our email is savesmart@ugi.com. Again, we'll give you a copy of this presentation. And my contact information, I think Gail will have that available also if you want to reach out to me directly. So that's all that I've got to cover today, but happy to take as many questions as you've got for either clarifications or if you've got a situation that you're not sure what applies to it.
Yeah, it looks like we got a couple of questions. Okay. Somebody is asking that they need new windows in a very old house that they heat with gas. And they're wondering if your programs could help with either window replacements or any needed insulation.
So as part of the retrofit, the home audit, Insulation, I think, is a measure. Brian, maybe you could help me with this particular question. I'm going to pull up a list of the measures for myself.
Yeah, Mark, if you want to go back and reference the retrofit slide to the question that was asked, windows are not part of the program, and typically at the utility level, they would not be. But I would perhaps suggest that whoever asked the question might want to consider the retrofit program that Mark has displayed on the screen. So for $50, you're going to get a smart thermostat installed, and you'll get those remaining items that are listed there. And it will give you a really thorough evaluation of your current situation regarding insulation and what you may be able to do to rectify that. And if you decide to move forward and do work on the back end and put new insulation in, or additional measures on air sealing, perhaps you would actually be eligible for a rebate as a component of the job cost. So that's another great feature of this program. You get the upfront reduced customer fee of just $50, but there's also rebate money available on the back end should you decide to move forward and have the contractor do the work that was recommended.
Yeah, and I did, just checking some of the measures that are available and some of the types of rebates. There's a rebate for heating pipe insulation. There's a rebate for air infiltration reduction. There's a rebate for roof ceiling insulation. So if you get the retrofit done and the contractor finds these these issues as being relevant for your house, then you can install that kind of stuff. The air infiltration, roof sealing, and wall insulation, duct sealing, all of those have a rebate associated with them. So you could have the contractor do that work and then get compensated based on those rebates. So, but not specifically for windows.
Excellent. Our next question is, are the residential retrofit offerings identical to the services available under LIHRP, or are there some measures only available through one program?
They're not identical. I don't know specifically how they would be different. The LIHRP provides provides measures at no cost in some cases, but I think it varies on the situation and their income guidelines and also energy use guidelines for qualifying for LIHRP. That's a question that I would want you to to reach out to the customer assistance folks at the number indicated on the slide and talk to them about what they're able to do. But we do definitely, if you meet that 200% of poverty level or less qualification and don't qualify for LIHRP, you can get this residential retrofit for free. So that's something to keep in mind. If you think that your income qualified, I would start with the LIHRP program and see what they tell you. And then if you don't qualify for that, we can look at it through the residential retrofit.
So when somebody calls customer service and they don't qualify for maybe the first program they're asking about, the folks should connect them to the programs that they do qualify.
They should, but just keep in mind that you can go through residential retrofit.
Okay.
And give us a call. So hopefully they will point you in this direction. But if not, you have our contact information.
Great. I think that's it for our questions. So I don't have any other questions, but if you all have some final thoughts you want to share.
You meaning me? Yes. Okay. I want to emphasize what I said at the beginning. Rebate programs sometimes sometimes seem complicated, and they sometimes are complicated. We encounter people in the marketplace who have, applied for rebates somewhere at some time and had some trouble filling out applications or something. I want to emphasize we've done everything we can in our program to make it as simple as possible. I know it seems like there's a lot of information, but it really is pretty straightforward. So I would urge you, don't be intimidated by an application or just say, it's not worth the time. There's a lot of money in this program. These rebates are generous. $1,500 on a combi boiler per boiler. If you install one in each unit of a multi-unit family, that adds up to a lot of money. I would encourage you not to leave that money on the table. If you're uncertain about where to start, just email us at SaveSmart. We will direct you to the right person with the right program, and we'll help you get whatever rebates that that you can do. Take advantage of it. The money is there. We all need money, so call us. We'll make it as easy for you as possible.
Well, excellent. Thank you. I want to thank you both so much for joining us on today's webinar. I want to thank all of the people who took time out of their lunch hour to join in the conversation and for the great questions that were offered. And thank you. And hopefully we'll be seeing you all on October 13th for our next webinar. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.